Welcome to Washington in Focus. I'm your host, Brett Davis, the Center Square's Washington State Editor. Joining me today is Center Square reporter Spencer Pauly. What's up, closer?
Nothing much, Brett. How are you?
Good. I guess I should explain to listeners that we affectionately refer to Spencer as the closer, not because he's a great relief pitcher, not that I know of anyway, but because he's usually the last person I talk to when we're recording these podcasts.
I'd rather be called that than for my pitching. It's not that great.
Right. You could be called worse things, right? So this isn't too bad, all things considered. So anyway, you recently wrote a piece about 22 counties in Washington. That's a lot of counties, suing the state for refusing to provide behavioral health treatment. Can you provide us some context and explain?
Sure. Well, this was announced yesterday, I should say. 22 Washington counties are suing the Washington Department of Social and Health Services, and their lawsuit finds that this department failed a fundamental obligation by refusing to provide mental health services to patients whose criminal charges are dismissed. The department is citing a federal judge's order in a separate case, and I believe it is alluding to the fact that this federal court order says that these patients need treatment within 7 days.
Right. I believe it goes back to a federal 2014 lawsuit known as the True Blood case, which is a great name for a case that calls for the state to prioritize beds for people still facing charges. And as I understand things, in July, that same judge found the state in contempt and ordered it to pay more than $100 million in fines for failing to provide timely psychiatric services. So,
yeah. Continues on. I reached out to the department about this, and what they told me is that they are dealing with requests for services increasing at a rapid rate. I believe they said roughly 145%, making these treatment beds unavailable. I think the counties are upset that it's become their burden to provide treatment for these people. And they say that there is this unhealthy cycle where these people have their criminal charges dropped. There's no treatment provided within 7 days, so they are released. Once they are released, they are likely to reoffend, and we start the cycle over and over again. And
vicious cycle, as it were.
Yes. And so what I should explain, though, is when a person has a criminal charge, sometimes they are deemed unable to understand their charges, and the state wants to drop these charges and provide behavioral health treatment. But as you know, it's been such an everlasting issue finding beds for these people. So that's why you're just seeing more and more people just being let go without any justice.
So as far as the 22 counties suing the state, what's up next for that? What's coming up?
Well, the county's motion for preliminary injunction could be heard as early as September 8th. This case is known as the Pierce County versus the Washington State Department of Social and Health Services. So it seems like they're really trying to expedite this case.
Yeah, this sounds like a problem that's not going to be getting any better anytime soon. So the sooner they jump on this, the better, I would imagine.
Yes. And well, the department told me that they are really trying to find facilities. This includes a former behavioral health treatment building in Tukwila that they are using to provide more treatment beds. And they also told me that the legislature gave $2 billion for construction of new facilities that they have not utilized yet. So we can see more potential in the future, but I think the counties are saying we need it now more than ever.
It's a lot of unused money, so hopefully they can put that to good use.
Yeah, and the department said that they do not have the authority to build beds outside of its facilities, which makes them say, my hands are tied.
Well, we look forward to more reporting on this issue. I imagine this will come up again and again for a little while.
Yes, I think we'll see more about this.
So listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. For Spencer Pauly, this is Brett Davis. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.